everyone, welcome back to my channel Electrical Concepts. My name is Vigyan Roy. So in this video lecture, I am going to discuss on the topic field winding of DC motor. Okay, so let's start with DC shunt motor. So as you can see, this is the circuit diagram of a DC shunt motor, and the field winding is connected in parallel. Okay, this is the field resistance, field winding resistance RSH. This is the field current, okay, or the shunt current, shunt field current ISH, armature current. Okay, so now see the first point, shunt resistance or the shunt field winding resistance should be very high to let majority of the current flow through the armature. Actually see here, see at this point current is getting divided. Okay, the current is coming from the supply and it is getting divided here. Okay, so now for example, if your resistance is very less, what will happen? Most of the majority of the currents will flow through this path. That means actually the current will bypass this armature and majority of the current will flow through this parallel path. Okay, so it is not at all acceptable because you need majority of the current to flow through the armature. Okay, if majority of the current flows through this resistance, then very less amount of current will flow through the armature, and that current will not be sufficient to produce enough torque. Okay, and if torque cannot be produced in the motor, how the motor will run? Okay, under loading condition, right? So it is not at all acceptable to make the shunt field resistance very less. So what is the alternate? You have to increase its resistance. Now you got the idea. So as you all know, this is very well known formula that resistance is always directly proportional to the length of the conductor. This is the length of the conductor, and A is the cross sectional area of a conductor. So here actually conductor means nothing but the winding itself. Okay, because that winding has also some resistance. Okay, so here length or area, those things actually indicate the windings, the length of the winding or the cross sectional area of the area, cross sectional area of the winding. Okay, so now you need your RSH to be very high. Okay, so in order to make it very high, first what you need to do is you need to increase your length of the conductor. So this is the first point. Okay, so your winding should be long enough. All right, and next point is your area, cross sectional area should also be less. Okay, then only your resistance will increase. So these are the 2 points that are required to make the resistance very high. So now let's understand what is the significance behind this. See, small cross section means thickness of winding will be less. Here I have written A should be less. A means the cross section or the cross sectional area. So small cross section actually signifies that the thickness of the winding will be less. Okay, that means that wire which the winding is made of, that wire should be thin, or we can say the thickness of that wire should be less, because if the wire thickness is less, then only the cross section will be small. Okay, so winding thickness should be less. This is the physical significance. Similarly, long length means number of turns will be more. See here, length should be long enough, and what does that mean physically? It means the number of turns will be more, because longer the length, higher will be the number of turns, right? So these 2 points you have to keep in mind before choosing the shunt resistance or the shunt winding resistance. Okay, so now let's come to DC series motor. So as you can see here, the field winding is connected in series with the armature, that is it is called DC series motor, and here all the currents are same. Supply current is same as the armature current, and it is also same as the series field current. Okay, IAC. AC means series, and RAC is nothing but the series winding resistance. So here the things are completely opposite. In case of DC shunt motor, your resistance should be very high, but here the resistance should be very less. Why? To reduce the series voltage drop. So see here, actually the resistance is connected in series. Okay, so definitely your resistance should be very less, otherwise what will happen, a huge voltage drop will take place across this resistance. Now you just imagine this is the supply voltage and a huge voltage drop is taking place across this, then very less amount of voltage will be available across the armature. That means, okay, armature or the motor will get a very less amount of voltage, and that less amount of voltage will not be sufficient to run the motor. Okay, if your voltage is very less, how the motor will run, right? It is common sense. So you will never want such thing. That is why the resistance should be very less, so that the drop that is being taken place here, that should be very less. So similarly here, see the equation. To make the resistance minimum or to make it less, you need to reduce the length of the winding, and you should also increase the cross sectional area. So large cross section means thickness of the winding will be more. That means the wire the winding is made of, that wire should be thick enough so that the winding cross section will be very high. Similarly, short length means number of turns will be less. Similarly, your number of turns will be, it should be very less. Okay, then only the length will be short. Okay, so these 2 points should be kept in mind. So this is the summary. So this is DC shunt motor, this is DC series motor, and as you can see, in that case resistance, this field winding has more number of turns compared to that in case of DC series motor, it has lesser number of turns. And not only that, in that case the winding thickness is very high compared to this. See here, thickness is not that high, right? So this is the point. Shunt winding should have smaller cross section and more number of turns, but in case of series winding, in case of DC series motor, it should have larger cross section and less number of turns. Okay, so this is the basic idea of field winding of DC motor. Okay, and one last thing, you may also ask, what about the armature winding, right? Because armature has also one winding. There also one winding is there inside this armature or the inside the motor. Okay, so it is also very simple. See, armature winding has also a certain amount of resistance. Now you will always want that resistance to be as low as possible, right? Because you know the equation that armature voltage can be written as the voltage drop plus the back EMF, right? So if your resistance is very high, armature resistance is very high, the drop will be very high, then the back EMF will be automatically very less. And if your back EMF is very less, the motor speed will be very less, and motor will not be able to run, especially under heavily loaded condition. Okay, or it will not be able to pick up very high speed due to less in back EMF. So always it is desirable to make the armature resistance as low as possible. So for making the resistance low, what we need to do, we need to first increase the cross sectional area, right? As I've already told, cross sectional area should be increased. That means that winding should be thick enough, and also the length should be less. That means number of turns should be less. Okay, so I hope now you have got a clear idea of field winding of DC motor, what should be the specification of field winding. Okay, so in next video lecture I will come up with some more interesting concepts like this. And if you have liked this video, please share, comment and also subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.